Good morning,
Great.
good afternoon, good evening around the world. My name is Doug Brunke. And Ruby, thank you for convening us today. Would you like to start? And then I'm happy to make some comments.
Yes, thank you so much, Doug. Hello, everyone, and good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are joining us from. And thanks for coming along to our monthly meetup, which is usually the last Tuesday of every month. For those who do not know me, I'm Ruby Golo, and I look after the Global Chamber Accra Metro. We are the only chamber in the world that operates in multiple locations across the world. And our business is simple to connect you to trusted business contacts around the world through our 600 plus metros that we operate from. So if you like what we do here today and you like to join the community, then please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, we have our Deputy Director, Sharon Matike, also in the audience. I also run a consulting firm called Global Trade Consult, and we help overseas businesses expand into Ghana with their market entry strategies. And we also support local businesses to go global. Just some few housekeeping. Please keep your microphones on mute unless you are called to speak. However, feel free to use a chat room to share your contact details so that people can connect with you directly. As many of you know, March is Ghana's Heritage Month, and what a nice way to end a month-long celebration on the topic. Ghana is open for business, unlocking opportunities for investors. I also would like to thank our event partners, the Scottish Africa Business Association, Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce, all in the UK, the Tenki Group in Turkey, and Afro Chamber in Brazil. You are all amazing, and thank you for asking your members to join us on this call. Without further ado, I would like to hand over the microphone to our founder and CEO, Doug Branke, to give us his welcome address. Over to you, Doug.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you very much for bringing us together here today. This very wonderful celebration of Independence Month in Ghana makes us think about how important trade is and how important Ghana is. We welcome you to consider investing and doing trade in Ghana. Just talk to Ruby and you'll be convinced in a moment how the rice is better in Ghana and the business is better. And it's been a great transition for the country over the last several years, and particularly now that the economy is stronger, it's the time to learn more about Ghana. So, Ruby, thank you so much for convening us today so that we'll be able to learn more. More holistically, the world is a troubled place these days, and there are forces around the world that are pulling us apart. And so I encourage all of us to resist that pulling and to find more ways to trade, to connect, to be mindful, and to be connected to people and recognize that people from different countries, and as an American, German, Polish American, actually, I feel somewhat uncomfortable with the way my country is behaving in the world right now. Somewhat is an understatement. It's disappointing that things are the way they are, and there are many of us that are working behind the scenes to try to do what we can. But that's limited. What we can do is act and trade and work together. And that's certainly my intent. And that's what our intent is holistically. So, Ruby, thank you for the opportunity to meet Abdul Razak Baba today and learn more about the great opportunities in Ghana. For our part, we want people to trade around the world. But today, for the next 55 minutes, let's think about Ghana and let's do some trade. Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you so much, Doug. It's my pleasure to bring on stage Mr. Abdul Razak Baba, the Deputy CEO of Ghana Investment Promotion Center, in short, GIPC. He is a seasoned business advisory professional with over a decade of experience in mergers and acquisition, investment advisory, and digital transformation. He has a very tall profile, so I'll give the mic to him so he will tell us a bit more about himself and then present to us on the topic. So, Mr. Baba, you are welcome. Please take the floor.
Thank you very much, Ruby, and thanks for your generous introduction. I don't know if I hope I'll be able to live up to that expectation, but thanks for putting the pressure on me. And let me do a mic check very quickly. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, yes, we
I can
can.
hear you. I can hear
Okay,
you.
great. And I'm gonna share my screen and just jump right into it. Let me see if I can share my screen here. And can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great, awesome. Once again, Global Chamber, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to showcase what Ghana has to offer. Like Ruby said, I'm from the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. I'm the deputy CEO, and our job is really to promote Ghana and show some of the investment opportunities that are in Ghana. So every opportunity that we get to do this, we jump at it. And so I'm very grateful and very excited to talk about how you can invest in Ghana. And as Ruby had already done, she's gave me a very generous introduction about my background. So I'm not going to spend too much time about myself because today is really not about me. It's about all of you. So I'll skip here and then jump right into it. So typically, when I get an opportunity to do this, all right, I'm typically torn between two things, right? I have a ton of content to show, but then I'm also reminded by by a disputed Microsoft study that said that the human attention span is gradually decreasing. We have about 9 seconds attention span right now. That's compared to goldfish. So what that means is I've already lost most of your attention here, but I'll try as much as I can to keep this exciting and try to see how much I can squeeze within your 9 seconds attention span. So today I'm just trying to answer three questions on this. The first question is why. I'm going to be making a case for why you should be investing in Ghana. I'm going to be making a case of why you should consider Ghana as your next investment destination. I'm also going to be talking about incentives, which is very much dear to a lot of investors, meaning that what Ghana has to offer if you make a decision to invest in Ghana. And once I make the case for why you should invest in Ghana, I'll go about the how, how you can invest in Ghana. So I'll talk about the investment regulatory landscape. I'll talk about some registration requirements that you need to consider when you're doing investment here in Ghana. And finally, I'll talk about some of the minimum capital requirement that you need to meet when you're looking to invest in Ghana. And I also talk about some of the changes that has recently taken place in the investment regulatory landscape. And I'll conclude by talking about the what, meaning what are some of the investment opportunities that are available in Ghana. Now, there's a ton of investment opportunities. What I'll do in this session is that I'll just go quickly over them and I'll leave space for Q&A. And should anyone be interested in any specific investment opportunity, they can ask that via the Q&A, or we can have a separate sit-down session after this to do a deep dive into it. So I'll be focusing on a few areas. I'll be focusing on the infrastructure projects that are available, some agricultural projects, some opportunities in the mining sector, real estate sector, and some opportunities in the SMEs as well. Now, typically when I do this, there's a ton of interest in different areas, including pharmaceuticals. During the Q&A, people often ask that, hey, I didn't hear you talk about pharmaceuticals, or I didn't hear you talk about textile, I didn't hear you talk about this. There are opportunities in all of that, but given the time constraint, I would only be touching in some of the key areas that are our priority area in Ghana. So, so I don't know how you want to do. Do you want to make it interactive where people just stop and ask questions, or do you want to give me some time to just go over this and we'll have a Q&A session? What are we doing here, Doug and Robbie?
For you to go through your slides and then we open it up to the audience to interact with you.
Okay. Okay, so starting with why you should invest in Ghana, I think let's level set here. For those who are not familiar with Ghana, I call this Ghana 101. So Ghana is a West African English-speaking country. Our capital city is Accra. Our land size, it's about 92 square kilometers. It's roughly the size of Oregon for our folks who are coming from the US. Our population is roughly about 34 million people, and our currency is the Ghanaian currency. And just to give you an idea of what it means, about $1 would give you about 11 Ghana cities. These are some of the key economic indicators here in Ghana. Our GDP is about $113 billion. And I often tell people, if you look at this number and you want to have an idea of how much that is worth, compare us to our folks or our peers in West Africa. And if you take a look at that, Ghana is the second highest GDP in West Africa. If you take Nigeria out, Ghana is second. And in terms of our GDP composition, services occupies about 39% of our GDP. And then next is industry, which is where you have your mining and other stuff, and it's about 32% of our GDP. And then 28% is about agriculture, but it is the fastest growing sector. It's about 8.6% growth rate in Q3 2025. I'm moving on to some key economic indicators. I think the story for 2025 is that Ghana economy has been performing wonderfully well. And just to give an idea, in January 2025, we came into the year with a double-digit inflation rate, about 23%. And as we talk today, about last month, February, our inflation rate went all the way down to 3.3%. So just take a second and let that sink in. From 23% in 2025 to 3.3% in 2026. And that is a remarkable achievement. Looking at our global total exports, it was about $31 billion in 2025. Consumer confidence is up, meaning that the Ghanaian consumer is confident in the economy. They are spending. They're making business decisions. Business confidence is also up as well, meaning that businesses are confident about economy. They are hiring, they are buying raw materials, and business activity in Ghana is booming. If you take a look at our sovereign credit rating, we have a B minus, which is still below investment grade. But looking at where we came from this restrictive default to B minus, I think the trajectory is clear. The Ghana sovereign credit rating is on the upward swing. So just some more cases for why you should invest in Ghana. I think in Ghana, we sort of pride ourselves as being the beacon of democracy in West Africa. We've had peaceful transfer of power since 1992. That's over 30 years of democratic stability. We have a constitution that guarantees fundamental human rights and freedoms, and we have an independent judicial that ensures the enforcement of laws and contracts. So basically what that means is that if you invest in Ghana, you are protected under our law. And the next thing we pride ourselves is that if you invest in Ghana, you're not only accessing the domestic market, which is about, like I said, about 34 million people. We are also accessing the West African market, which is about 400 million people with a combined GDP of about $670 billion. But that doesn't stop there. From Ghana as well, we are able to access a continent-wide market under the African Continental Free Trade area, which allows you from Ghana to access all of Africa of about 1.3 billion people with a combined GDP of about 3.4 trillion people. In addition to all of that, Ghana is also centrally located. Literally, we are at the center of the globe. From Ghana, you are able to access Europe and the United States. We have an international airport with a capacity of about 2 to about 5 million passengers a year. We also have a seaport. We have a Tema seaport, which is the biggest and busiest seaport in the West African coast. We also have our Accra seaport, which caters for heavy industry, oil, offshore oil exploration, and production of oil and gas. In addition to our central location, Ghana is also blessed with abundance of natural resources. We are #1 gold producer. And just to give you an idea, in 2024, we exported about 4.8 ounces of gold. And in 2025, just last year, that was increased to a record of 6 million ounces of gold. Just that puts us on the #1 spot. But not only gold, we are also blessed with cocoa. We're the second largest producer of cocoa. In addition to that, we are also rich in other minerals and other resources such as bauxite, lithium, manganese, diamond, timber, etc. We also have a pretty sizable coastline that can support tourism, fishing, and agriculture. In addition to that, we also have some significant oil reserves as well that are available for investors to take advantage of. In addition to all of that, our strategic location, our natural resources, our democratic stability, we also pride ourselves in being a business-friendly climate. We have about 9 bilateral investment treaties with countries across the world. In addition to that, for those investors that are located here in the United States, Ghana is a member of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which basically means that from Ghana, you are able to access the US market for some certain products, duty-free, quota-free. In addition to that, we also have some double taxation agreement with 14 countries. So basically what that means is that if you are from any of these 14 countries, and you're operating in Ghana, and you make profits in Ghana, you only get taxed once and you don't get taxed twice. In addition to that, we also have laws against expropriation, which basically means is that if you invest here in Ghana, your investment is protected. There's no way the government of Ghana would wake up one day and take over your investments. So let me jump into the incentives real quick and touch on some of the incentives that are available to investors who want to invest here in Ghana. I think before I talk about incentives, let's just step back and talk about corporate income tax here in Ghana. So we have a corporate income tax rate of 25%. So meaning we charge 25% based on the profits that you make. And if we compare that to the average of in West Africa, which is about 28%, if you are investing in Ghana, you are rest assured that you are paying one of the lowest corporate income tax in West Africa. In Africa. But in addition to that, we also have incentives that we provide. And I think our biggest incentives packages are the free zones, what we call the free zones incentives. And basically, this incentive is designed for companies that are looking to use Ghana as a launch pad to process their goods and services for export. So if you're an investor operating in Ghana and you export at least 70% of your products to the rest of the market, you qualify for this incentive. You do not need to be a Ghanaian company. This is open to foreign ownership as well. And basically what you get for this incentive is that if you import all of your raw materials, equipment, and intermediate goods, you pay 0% in customs duty. In addition to that, you get a 10-year tax holiday, meaning that for the next 10 years, under these incentives, you pay 0% corporate income tax. And after the 10 years, it doesn't default to the 25% headline. It goes to 15% for the rest of your operation here in Ghana. So again, let me take that. Under the free zones incentives, you pay 0% corporate income tax for 10 years. And after 10 years, it does not default to 25%. You pay 15% for as long as you operate here in Ghana. And like I said, this is not only for Ghanaian company, this is also open foreign ownership. And there is no restrictions as to how you would repatriate your profits. So if you make your profits and make dividends under these incentives, there is no capital controls under that. You can expatriate your profits without any controls. But if you're a company that is not export oriented, but they're just looking to access the domestic market here in Ghana and you're into farming and agriculture, you also qualify for some incentives. For instance, if you import your agricultural machinery and equipment, you do not pay import duties on that. In addition to that, if you're into tree crop farming, so if you want to go into oil palm plantation, if you want to do some coffee or shea butter plantation or rubber plantation, you pay 1% corporate income tax for the next 10 years. If you're into cash crops, you pay 1% for the first 5 years. In addition to that, if you are located in certain areas in Ghana, you get to pay a lower corporate income tax. So for instance, if you're located outside of the capital cities, outside of the capital city, which is Accra, you pay 15%. And if you are located in the 5 northern regions, you pay 5% corporate income tax. In addition to that, you also get to carry your losses forward, which basically means is that if you start operation and within the first 5 years, you make losses. So say you make losses in the first year or second year, you are allowed to carry these losses forward, and that would help offset some of the taxes that you would pay. In addition to that, there's also accelerated depreciation, which basically means is that your farm equipment and your processing facilities, you're able to depreciate them faster, which will also help with your income taxes that you pay. We also have incentives under manufacturing, and it's very similar to what I just said about agriculture. If you import your machineries, you don't pay import duties on those. In addition to that, based on where you're located or based on where your manufacturing plant is located, you get to pay lower corporate income tax. And there's also loss carry forward as well in the manufacturing space. So if you make losses in the first 5 years, you're allowed to carry those losses forward. There are also other incentives. For instance, we have what we call the strategic investment incentive, which basically means is that if you're an investor that's investing $50 million and above, you basically get to sit with the government of Ghana and negotiate whatever incentive packages that you want. There are also incentives in the banking and financial services. So if you're a company offering loans to farmers, you get to pay 20% corporate income tax. If you're into real estate, specifically if you're into affordable residential properties, you pay 1% corporate income tax for 5 years. If you're into waste processing as well, you also get to enjoy 1% for the first 7 years. Okay, so in addition to all of these financial incentives, we also have non-financial incentives. For instance, like I said, we have guarantees against expropriation and discrimination. There's full transfer of your profits, your dividends, and remittances. In Ghana, we also have specialized courts that are specifically designed to take care of commercial disputes. So if you have anything concerning arbitration, intellectual property, tax, fraud, insurance, all of that stuff, there are special courts that are designed to take care of some of these cases. In addition to that, we have a dispute resolution in Ghana. So if you have any dispute resolution with the government, you are free to access the courts, which are independent. If there's a resolution that you're not satisfied with, Ghana is a member of the International Center for Settlements of Investment Disputes. So what basically that means is that if you're not satisfied with a domestic dispute settlement, you are allowed or you have the choice of taking Ghana to international arbitration. Okay, so I have spoken about how you should invest in Ghana, why you should invest in Ghana, and some of the incentives that are available. I'm now going to talk about how you can invest in Ghana. So doing business in Ghana is pretty straightforward. The government agency that's responsible for promoting and regulating investments in Ghana, it's my agency, which is the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. It's a government agency, and we are under the Office of the President. We regulate investments, we promote investments, we facilitate investments. So what that means is that we highly encourage investors who are looking to access the Ghanaian market to make the GIPC your first stop. When you come to us, we hold your hand. We make sure you have all the information that you need. We make sure you have all the permits and the regulations that you would need to meet before investing in Ghana. So I highly encourage any investors who are on the call today to make GIPC their first stop if they're looking to come to Ghana and invest. So again, we are under the Office of the President, and so what that means is that we get to work with all the different government agencies across board. So we get to work with all of these regulators, the Bank of Ghana, we get to work with them, Energy Commission, Environmental Protection Agency, Ghana Immigration Services for people who want to access work quotas and work permits. We work with all these agencies. We have our people who are sitting under these agencies, and who usually helps the GIPC help investors facilitate some of these regulations. So doing business in Ghana is pretty straightforward, at least in theory. Let me just put that caveat there. The first thing you need to do is that you need to incorporate your company if you're looking to do business in Ghana, just like you would do anywhere else. The second thing you need to do is that you need to meet a minimum capital requirement, which I'll talk about in the next slide. And the third thing you need to do is to get your sector permits and licenses. For instance, your environmental permits, your license permits. And once you get all these three, you will be ready to do business in Ghana. So pretty straightforward, three-step process. Okay, now, so let me spend a little bit of time in the minimum capital requirement that you need to meet when you're looking to do business in Ghana. So our investment laws, as of today, requires that any foreign investments or any foreign business activity in Ghana with foreign participation would have to meet specific minimum capital requirements. Now, this doesn't apply to 100% Ghanaian-owned companies. So wholly Ghanaian-owned companies do not need to meet this requirement. This only applies to any investment with foreign participation. And the first thing is that if you're a foreign investor looking to go into a joint venture with a Ghanaian, which we highly encourage for strategic reasons, and also, Ghanaians know their market much better than foreigners. So we highly encourage that if you're a foreigner looking to access the Ghanaian market, we highly encourage that you go into a partnership with a Ghanaian. Now, if you want to qualify for this minimum capital requirement, the Ghanaian would have to have at least 10% equity stake. And what you need to do is need to show about $200,000 minimum capital requirement to be able to do business in Ghana. But however, our laws doesn't require that you necessarily have to go into a partnership in Ghana with a Ghanaian. If you want to be a wholly owned foreign entity, you are free to do that under our laws. And what you need to do is to show about $500,000 minimum capital requirement to access our market. If you're looking to go into trading in Ghana, so you only want to come to Ghana and go into trading, import and export trading, general trading, retail trading, all of that stuff, you need to show a higher threshold of $1 million. And the reason being that historically, trading has been reserved for Ghanaians. And so we want to encourage foreigners to go into the higher scale trading, like setting up malls and all of that stuff. So there's a high threshold for that. This minimum capital requirement does not necessarily mean that you have to bring cash to Ghana. You can show this equity requirement. You can show that in cash. You can also show that in capital goods. You can show that in machineries or imported equipment. You don't necessarily need to show that in cash. There are exceptions to these minimum capital requirements. So we are promoting investment in the manufacturing space. So if you're an investor looking to go into a manufacturing space, you do not need to meet this minimum capital requirement. In addition to that, if you want to go into portfolio investment, so for instance, if you want to invest in our equity markets in Ghana, our stock exchanges, if you want to invest in our debt and our government bonds and all that stuff, you do not need to meet this minimum capital requirement. In addition to that, if you're a foreign spouse that's married to a Ghanaian for at least 5 years, you do not need to meet this minimum capital requirement. And finally, if you're what we call a former citizen of Ghana, so once upon a time you were a Ghanaian, and for some reason you decided to forfeit your citizenship, you at least for investment purposes, you're still considered a Ghanaian, and you do not need to meet this minimum capital requirement. So these are our laws on the books as of today. However, the good news is that last week, I think it was about Thursday, the Parliament of Ghana passed the new Ghana Investment Promotion Law, which is the new Ghana Investment Promotion Authority. Just last Thursday, the bill was passed, and it would become law once the president signs it. And we expect the president to sign it within the next coming weeks. So basically, what the new law would do is, first of all, will abolish the previous law. And then secondly, what it would do is that it would get rid of the minimum capital requirement that I just spoke about. So with this new law, you do not need to meet those minimum capital requirements if you're an investor. So the 200,000, the 500,000, the 1 million, all of that goes away under this new law, right? And the only thing that will stay is the trading. And remember, I had said that that has originally been reserved for Ghanaians. However, instead of showing $1 million, that has been reduced under the law to about $500,000. In addition to that, there's also a provision in the law that caters for what we call an investment as a pathway to citizenship, which basically means is that for investors who are looking to become Ghanaians or who are looking to apply for citizenship, based on the amount of investment that you invest, the sectors that you invest, and then the number of years that you have the number of years that you have been a resident of Ghana, you do get to be put on a pathway to becoming a citizen based on your investment. In addition to that, there's also an investor grievance mechanism that has been put in the law. This is something that we have done for a very long time. We take care of investor issues, but now we have put that under the law to strengthen us and make it obligatory on us to perform this investor grievances. So this is the new law. Again, it was passed by Parliament last Friday. We're just waiting for the government, for the president to sign that into law. And once that becomes law, it will take in effect immediately. Okay, so again, let's step back here and go back to our road journey, our roadmap. So I spoke about why you should invest in Ghana, spoke about just how you can invest in Ghana. And the next time I'm going to talk about what you should invest in Ghana. And these are the investment opportunities. And I know our time is running very quickly, so I'm going to go through these investment opportunities very quickly. If there's anything that catches anyone's interest, we can talk about that in the Q&A, or even better yet, after these webinar, you can reach out to us. We can do a sit down and do a deep dive into these investment opportunities. So the first one I want to talk about is some of the infrastructure investments, which is a huge investment that are supported by the government. So the first one is in the transportation sector. So government is looking for investors who would come and partner with government under a PPP structure to build a railway line at the eastern part of Ghana. So this is what we call the Eastern Railway Line. The phase one of it has been completed already from Takoradi to the phase one of it has been completed already, and government is looking for partnership for people to come and help government complete phase two of it. In addition to that, there's also the Western Railway Line that government is looking for partnership to come and help us complete that as well. Feasibility studies on this has been completed. Financials of this is available, so anyone who is interested or wants to go into this, if you have any huge private equity funds or any other funds who are interested in this government infrastructure projects, please reach out to us and we'll do a deep dive into this. In addition to that, there are opportunities in the health sector as well. Government is looking for partnership under PPP to do a clinical laboratory improvement project across the northern regions in Ghana. Government is looking for partnership in that. This project has been valued for about $2.9 million. Feasibility has been completed on that, and so we have all the information necessary for investors to make a decision on this. And there's also opportunities in the education sector. And this is also the partnership with Ghana, with government of Ghana and the PPP structure. Government is looking for opportunities in that. That has been estimated to be $18.5 million. That's the capex of it. So if you're interested in this, again, feasibility has been done on this. Reach out to us and we'll do a deep dive into that as well. There are also opportunities in the hospitality sector as well. So those are the Ghana infrastructure, those are the investment opportunities under PPP structure with the government of Ghana. So let's do some opportunities in the agriculture sector as well. And what I really want to focus on is what we call the Volta Economic Corridor. So just to give you a little bit of a background into this, so the government of Ghana, it's looking to turn some of the water natural resources into what we call the economic corridor. So if you take a look at Ghana, which is our map here in Ghana, let me get a pointer. Okay. Okay. So if you take a look at Ghana, Ghana is blessed with this natural water body called the Volta Lake system. So the Volta River system is a river system that cuts across, I believe, I think it's about 5 to 6 countries in West Africa. It flows all the way from Burkina Faso into Ghana, and it goes into Ivory Coast and Togo and Benin and other countries as well. About 40 to 60% of this water body is contained in Ghana. And if you take a look at it, it goes from the north to the south and the east to the west. Now, what government of Ghana is looking to do is take advantage of this water body. To create an inland water transport system. So our seaport is in Tema, which is somewhere here, and this is where government interacts with the rest of the world. So when cargo comes into Ghana, it goes to Tema, and from Tema, what is done today is that this cargo gets put on trucks, and then they go by road and access the rest of Ghana. Typically takes about 4 days for them to access the northern part of Ghana, which is not the best because of the bad road infrastructure. So what government is looking to do is to turn this water into an inland transport system where when cargo comes in the seaport, those cargo gets carried onto barges that would navigate the water body to the north and the east and the south. But in addition to that, government doesn't just want to stop at the inland water transport system. Government is also looking to use this water body to irrigate about 2 million hectares of land for all year farming. In addition to that, government is also looking to establish agro-industrial parks along these water bodies as well. So, when we do that 2 million hectares of land, when we harvest those, these are raw materials into industry. So government is looking to create industrial clusters around these water bodies. In addition to that, Ghana is also looking to establish tourism clusters around that. So this is what government of Ghana is looking to do. Plans have been far advanced for these projects. There's transport opportunities, transport and logistics opportunities within the Volta Economic Corridor. There's also agro-industrial parks, like I spoke about. There will be a cassava corridor. There will be a sugarcane corridor for those who want to go into sugarcane farming and processing. There will be integrated grains and oil seeds corridor as well for your sesame seeds, for your soybean seeds, all of that stuff. In addition to that, there's also going to be pharmaceutical parks, light and manufactured parks, and there's also going to be textiles park. And so all these opportunities are available for investors to participate in. So under the Volta Economic Corridor, like I spoke about, the inland transport system, it's a project that has been valued already and feasibility has been done on it. I think the total investment that is required is about $650 million. With an internal rate of return of about 10 to 14%. This has been, again, feasibility has been done on it. And if there are any huge funds that are interested in this project, can contact us and we'll do a deep dive into it. In addition to that, these are also additional projects under the Volta Economic Corridor. This is the Tamale Air Cargo Hub. So there's an international airport in the northern part of Ghana. That today it's for transport purposes, passenger transport alone. But government of Ghana is looking to, add a cargo hub to that in addition to what is available. So we're looking for investors to come and take advantage of this. There's also agroecological parks. There's also the starch and cassava industrial park, which is a project that has been valued for about $130 million. So for investors who are interested in participating in this, are welcome to contact us. Other investments are also available here. I'm just going to move through this very, very quickly. And like I said, if any of this catches your interest, please note that down. We can talk about that in the Q&A, or we can do a separate session to do a deep dive on that. There's also the Pharmaceutical and Innovation Park. It's a project that's available for investors to take advantage of. Land for this project has been acquired already. So, in the past where you have to go deal with the traditional authorities for land, government has already acquired land. And so if you're an investor that's interested to participate in the Volta Economic Corridor, you will be dealing with the government directly if you're looking to get land for this purpose. Let's go through here. Okay, so that is the opportunities in the agriculture sector. So let me go over the mining sector as well very, very quickly. So like I said previously, Ghana is blessed with a lot of natural resources, mineral resources. We are number one in gold, we're the number one gold producer in Africa. We also have manganese, we have bauxite, we have lithium, iron, we also have salt. And so what that means is that there are several opportunities along these value chains, and we are inviting investors to come and take advantage of that. If you're interested into mining equipment, fabrication, and repair workshops, there are opportunities there. There are also opportunities in mining logistics, warehouse and supplies. There is also opportunities in iron ore processing and refinery facilities as well. So there are several opportunities that you can take advantage of. Now, let me spend time on this slide here, which is an opportunity that is exclusively for Ghanaians. So for the Ghanaians who are on this call, who are interested in going to the mining sector. Now, I know in the past, anyone that's always looking to go into the mining sector has focused on the upskill, where everyone wants to get a mining license and everyone wants to go into small scale mining, all of that stuff. But there is a huge, huge, huge opportunity in the local content in mining. So for starters, for those who don't know what local content is, our mining laws require that for the big mining companies that are operating in Ghana, so your Newmonts and your Cardinal Namdinis, all of these companies that are operating in Ghana, that are required under the law to procure goods and services locally where possible, and to also support the development of Ghanaian supplies. So what that means is that these companies are required, these big mining companies are required to source locally from Ghanaian supplies. And just to give an idea of the size of this opportunity, so in 2023, procurement in the mining sector exceeded $3 billion. But guess what? These mining companies were only able to secure about 40% of this spending from Ghanaian companies. So what that means is that there was about 60% of this $3 billion that Ghanaians could not take advantage of. That's about $1.8 billion that these mining companies could just not get Ghanaians to supply that. So for our Ghanaians who are in this call, who are looking to go into the mining sector, I highly, highly encourage you to look into the local content sector. These are some of the list of items that these mining companies would have to secure from Ghanaians. Every year, Minerals Commission publishes these lists, okay? And for 2025, last year, so mining companies were required to get haulage and transport services from Ghanaians. They were required to procure fuel supplies from Ghanaians, legal services, security services, electrical cables, bolts and nuts, protective clothing, PPEs. These were stuff that these companies were required to procure from Ghanaians. But unfortunately, they were only able to procure 40% of these items. So for our Ghanaians who are here, this is a huge, huge, huge opportunity that I'd like you to consider and take advantage of. So running very quickly. So in Ghana, we run a two-scale mining system. We have a small scale, which is reserved for Ghanaians. Foreigners cannot get into it. And we have a large scale as well that foreigners can get into it. Obviously, the requirement for getting to the large scale is very it's very heavy, but government is looking to introduce what we call a medium scale mining, where it's going to be a mixture of the small scale and the large scale, where foreigners can participate in that as well. So these are some of the things you need to do if you're looking to go into the mining sector. You need to incorporate your company, you need to acquire your mining rights, you need to acquire your environmental permits, and you would be ready to go into the mining sector. And here are some of the incentives that are available in the mining sector. The mining sector, it's a matured sector in Ghana. We've been mining for several years, so there isn't that much incentives in that area. However, there are some incentives such as 5% gross revenue on your 5% royalty on gross revenue. There's also capital allowance where you get to depreciate your capital very fast. There's also loss carry forward as well. And there's also double taxation agreements for countries that have that agreement with Ghana. There are some key policies in the mining sector. I'm not going to go over that for the sake of time. And here are some of the regulatory bodies in the mining sector. So the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources oversees mining policy. If you're looking to get your mining permit, you go to the Minerals Commission. If you're looking to get your environmental permit, you go to your Environmental Protection Agency. Of course, there's Ghana Revenue Authority that administers taxes. There's Mineral Income Investment Fund that manages government royalty and equity stakes in mining ventures in Ghana. And so there's also the Industrial Association, which is the Ghana Chamber of Mines as well. So there are also specific opportunities in the mining sector. So we have a mining lease that is available for foreign investors who are looking to partner. So there's a company that has a mining lease but does not have the capital to go into mining. This mining lease was issued in December 2022. It's good for 13 years. However, it's renewable and it's located in the eastern region. It's been estimated to have about 74,000 ounces of gold that has been, alluvium gold that has been estimated on this land. So this is an existing mining lease that is looking for partnership. So if you're an investor that's looking to go into the mining sector, you don't need to come and then begin all the process of getting your exploration permits until several years time you can get your mining lease. There's only an existing mining lease here that's available for partnership here. So if you're interested in this, please reach out to us and we will make the necessary arrangement for you to take advantage of this. So let's go into the real estate sector very quickly. So in Ghana, we have there are three segments in the real estate sector. We have the residential, commercial, industry. But if you're looking for rental yields, the residential, has one of the highest rental yields, especially in the low-income housing section. So we are inviting investors to come and take advantage of the real estate sector. So these are some of the some of the rental rates and in prime locations in Ghana that we surveyed. So if you're looking for a two-bedroom, to purchase or to rent, here are some of the rates that are available. I'm not going to spend too much time. Again, there are opportunities in the housing, the affordable housing. There's about 1.8 million housing deficits in Ghana. So there's different opportunities there for you to go into a low-income housing. There's also the incentive that's available when you go into the low-income housing as well. So there are some prime locations for real estate investments. If you're looking to go into the upscale real estate investment, there's of course the capital city of Accra. There's also Cape Coast and Elmina, where you have your historic tourism hubs. If you're also looking for waterfront investment opportunities, there are areas in Ghana that you can do that. If you're also looking to go into the industrial real estate, there's also our Western region, which is available for you to take advantage of. These are some of the key players in the real estate sector. So just to show some opportunities in the small and medium enterprise, all the opportunities I've shown are like, mega projects. But if you're an investor that's looking to just partner with already existing companies that are just looking to scale up with capital, we have this company here called Aquaba Integrated Poultry Feed. This is a company that manufactures poultry feed. This is an existing company that's available. They've been operating for years now, and they need partnership, they need capital to scale up. They're looking for about $2.5 million to scale up. And there's also this company here that's into smart irrigation projects. They're looking for about 10 million partnership to scale up. There's also this opportunity here, Queen Organics Agro-Processing Factory. They're looking for $1.8 million to expand their business. There are also opportunities in other areas as well. So there's this company too here. It's into the food processing. It's located in the Greater Accra. They're looking for about $250,000 to expand those opportunities. There are other opportunities here. So there's also this company looking to do a food packaging plant. They are looking for just $50,000 to do expansion. There are several other JV opportunities that are available. And so should any of these catches your interest, please let us know and we'll provide more information to that. So I would like to conclude finally by inviting you to the first Ghana International Investment Summit, which is going to be a summit that would unite international and local investors to explore investment opportunities in Ghana. We're going to be spotlighting investment priorities. We will showcase bankable projects, and we'll also do B2B matching as well. So if you like what you heard and you want to know more about this, please make it a point to attend our Ghana International Investment Summit, which will take place at the Accra International Conference Center on the 26th to the 28th of August. So we invite you all to mark this on your calendar and make it a point to attend. So I would like to conclude this marathon. But thank you very much for giving me your 6 seconds, 9 seconds attention span. I know this was a marathon, but I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. And I'll stop here and hand it over to Ruby. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Baba. This is so wonderful. Well, the floor is open. Feel free to ask your question. You can either raise your physical hand or use the reaction button. And then,
Yeah.
Ali, your
Yes.
hand is up. That's the quick one. Take the floor.
Yes. Go ahead, Doug. Thank you so much, Abdul Baba. This is Dana Austin in Atlanta. And thank you just for sharing all of the unlimited possibilities that Ghana offers. It is certainly a country that I love. I'm very much interested in learning more about the pharmaceutical corridor. My background is in healthcare and clinical research, which deals with pharmaceutical companies. So I have quite a few connections here in the United States. And I don't know if you already have established pharmas already and biotech set up, or are you looking for some to establish themselves there and then this new development?
Yeah, we are looking to do that. So the idea again is that we want to, capture as much of the pharmaceutical value chain as possible. So we've dedicated a corridor where that entire corridor, it's going to be a pharmaceutical park. So we are looking to do about 20 plus GMP manufacturing plants and active pharmaceutical ingredients production, generics production, vaccines as well. And so we are looking for people who can come and partner with us to do that. Land has been secured for that already. About 150 hectares of land has been secured already. There are some incentives that are being worked out for this section as well, and there's also de-risking structures such as government going into an offtake agreement with companies who will be looking to come and set up in this pharmaceutical park. So to answer your question directly, yes, we are looking for people to come and partner with us to make this a reality.
Thank you. I would love to explore it a little further offline. I could not find you on LinkedIn, so if you would share that, that would be great. If not, I'll reach out to Ms. Ruby.
Awesome.
Thank you. Wally from Turkey, you had your hand up.
Yeah, exactly. So, hello everyone. Actually, my question, thank you, by the way, for the amazing presentation. Normally, really, my attention span doesn't even go beyond 2 or 3 seconds, but I was really in during the whole presentation. So, thank you. Actually, my question is a little bit different to the other sectors because I get to give services to people who come from Ghana, but once they are back to Ghana, they sometimes struggle to find some types of proteins or some types of nutritions after operations. So I was wondering if there is actually a spot, because my company is about healthcare, but we have just invested in a new formula of a protein that is dedicated to people who have like obesity issues and who have already went into surgery. And the nutrition after surgery is different, totally different from a normal person. And a lot of my patients who go back to Ghana, they struggle to find those certain specific vitamins and proteins, etc. So because we have developed this new product, we are willing to open actually physical locations in different spots in Africa. And I was wondering if Ghana is open to such stuff, because as much as I understood from your presentation, I know the minimum of $200,000, etc. It got me a little bit confused. So that's what I wanted to ask.
No, thank you very much. So yes, Ghana is open to all kinds of businesses. Ghana is open for business, literally. So yes, there's definitely a market for that product. And like I said, we are about 35 million people, consumers. But again, from Ghana, you are able to access the rest of the West African market, duty-free, quota-free. So from Ghana, you're able to export into Nigeria, you're able to export into other countries as well. So imagine, selling your products here in Ghana, but not only that, by also using Ghana as a launchpad to access the West African market of over 400 million people. So there's a great opportunity for you in that regard. Now, if you're looking for partnerships or you're looking for people that are already into it and you want to go into a partnership or set up, stores in Ghana, we can help you find some potential partners. That's number one. Number two, with the minimum capital requirement, and like I said, that is the law today. But last Thursday, new law was passed that would get rid of the $200,000, the $500,000, and also for trading, it would reduce it from the from 1 million to about $500,000. So if your business is going to be considered trading, where you just want to bring your protein supplements into Ghana and then sell, then you would have to show about 500,000. If the new law goes into effect, you have to show about $500,000 minimum capital requirement. So those are the laws today. But if you're looking to come into Ghana and set up and do some kind of value addition, not necessarily do 100% manufacturing in Ghana, but do value addition, bring it to Ghana, do packaging and all of that stuff in Ghana, you do not need to meet these minimum capital requirements. So overall, we can help you find partners if you're looking for. We can also help you if you're looking to do value addition in Ghana as well.
That's exactly what I wanted to learn. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I think we have a lot of hands up. Can I call Shida Mutuku? I hope I got your name correctly.
You did. Shida Mutuku from Nairobi. Our company is Pan-African, and I'm really excited to hear about what Ghana is looking for. We have a fund, Africa Social Infrastructure Fund. In fact, just as of today, we have sent a letter to your ambassador here in Nairobi, looking for those opportunities you're talking about in healthcare, putting up hospitals, putting up large-scale schools. That's about $900 million. Hospital, $1.2 billion. I have sent Abdul a message, so kindly follow that up with me. You have all my details. We would love to follow this up. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, too.
Yep. Thank you. Stephanie. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Thank you. I just want to say, Abdul, this was just definitely a wealth of information. When you said it was a marathon, I hung in there with that marathon, and I just truly appreciate all the information and the opportunities that's there in Ghana. Was excited to hear about the housing opportunity as well as healthcare. My background's in healthcare as well, and love to talk with you offline. Ruby, thank you so much for bringing Abdul here to Global Chamber for this topic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Ivarish Green Farm, you have your hand up.
Yes, please. My name is Ivan Skosia Mosa. Thank you so much. Thank my CEO. This is a fantastic work. My question goes to the investors. Actually, I'm in Ghana. I fall under the SMEs. Yes, Ghana have a great opportunities, but I want to ask from the investors, what are you looking out for when it comes to the SMEs? What are you expecting from us so that we can invest together? Thank you.
Anyone to answer?
Ruby, should I?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so we actually also run a project for investing in African businesses. And what are we looking for? It pretty much depends on the value the business is offering the community in which they live in. You have to get, of course, your finance and data in place, your data room in place. We have to see the viability of the business because there are different lenders. And then also there are different investment options for you. You can have the lenders who lend at a rate. You can have the grants. You can have the VCs, venture capitalists and all that. So it's a case-by-case basis. And so I don't know if that answers the question for you. And Abdul, I wanted to also find out from you, supposing there's a fund or investment management that wants to contact GIPC on the projects available, is it something that you just walk into a GIPC to do, or how does it go? Thank you.
I mean, whichever, yeah, you can walk into GIPC, you can, take my details here and contact me, and we would make that happen for you. So just to step
Right.
back a little bit. So yes, in Ghana, there's really lack of funds, right? There isn't funds. And for those that are available, the interest rate, the cost of capital is very high, very, very high, right? But where we've also realized is that even those funds or the funds like the venture funds that come into Ghana and looking for opportunities, they complain that they cannot find bankable opportunities, which is true, right? Because there's a gap where no funds, but there's some funds that are available. But even those funds that are available cannot find good opportunities. So what we have done, GRPC, was to launch what we call the investment opportunity mapping, where basically we said, you know what, let's step back and identify good quality projects across all the districts in Ghana. We have been able so far to identify about 200 projects, very specific projects, and these are companies that are already operating in Ghana. We've done some first due diligence pass on them, and these are companies that are looking for some funds to scale up. So Sharon, if you have any funds that are interested in these projects, we already have them available. Come and talk to us. We don't only have the big mega projects, the billions of dollars projects that are there. We also have these small SME projects that are available that you can come, we can show these projects to you, and we can work you go through the due diligence process as well. So projects are available. If you're into SMEs, if you're looking for mega projects, they're all available. Just contact us and we'll get started.
Brilliant. That's really great. I also want to add that I am a member of a global market entry consultant group. And I do have one or two of my colleagues in the room, Etienne in South Africa and Peter in Netherlands. So I don't know if you want to add in your voice, you look out for as investors.
From South Africa, yeah, we've been enjoying this conversation. I think there's a lot of focus on Africa right now. And I personally would like to see that we collaborate in Africa to capitalize on that interest globally. Thank you.
Thank you, Etienne. Peter, are you there to say a few words? Okay. Peter is not available. The floor is open, so feel free. This is the time to ask your questions.
I'm on train.
Sorry, I think you're breaking up a bit.
I think
Okay.
I hear him saying that he's on a train and his audio even is breaking up. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Any more questions? The floor is open. Feel free. This is the time to ask all your questions, contributions. What has been your experience, either trading or investing in Ghana? Doug, what do you think? Go ahead. You have your hand up.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you so much, Razak Baba. Just a great presentation. I'm wondering, one of the exciting things I see about Ghana is the outsourcing potential to the region, including Europe. And I'm wondering from a technology perspective and even from manufacturing moving forward, how do you see the development of Ghana as an exporter over the next several years, the next decade? How optimistic are you for the future there?
I'm super optimistic, and some people probably say, "Oh, he's biased," because yes, I am. I'm super optimistic about the opportunities here in Ghana, and my optimism is not, it's based on flimsy stuff. My optimism is really grounded in reality and in facts. And the fact number one is that we offer the biggest incentive package for export-based companies. Like I already mentioned, the Ghana Free Zones Authority. If you're literally using Ghana as a base to export, you don't pay taxes for 10 years. Basically, you don't pay taxes for 10 years. And then in addition to that, Ghana is home to the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat. So we basically, all of the decisions that are being made to make Africa one market, it's taking place here in Ghana, in Accra. So we have firsthand knowledge as to how the dynamics is going in terms of that area. And then the final thing is that, Ghana is also, in terms of infrastructure, it's also developing our infrastructure services. We are spending about $10 billion in infrastructure development alone. In Ghana, we are upgrading our ports, we are upgrading our logistics services, we are upgrading our road system. Again, like I said, we are upgrading our inland transport system. So all of these, I think, is going to make Ghana a really great launch pad for export-based companies.
Congratulations. Very exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have I missed any hand? I think I saw a hand, but I don't see it anymore. So if you had your hand earlier, okay, Komi, please take the floor.
Yeah, thank you very much, Abdul. Doug mentioned that question about outsourcing, but I will flip it over its hand. Abdul, thank you for that brilliant presentation. You have indicated that Ghana has a lot of resources, opportunities, which is true. Like a lot of young, vibrant, highly skilled Ghanaian who can provide support in the areas of IT or back office support to companies in the West, and in fact, they're working on offering these type of opportunities. My question to you is there any interest from a GIPC regarding offering Ghana's abundant talent as a support to international businesses, please?
Absolutely. So just to summarize your question, so what I'm hearing is that do we have interest in BPOs, business process outsourcing, specifically IT and other back office support services? And the short answer is that yes, we do, and there are already companies that are using Ghana as a hub to do these processes. We're looking to take over from Kenya as the hub for business process outsourcing. But for our Kenyans that are here, know that Ghana is putting in place the infrastructure, foundational infrastructure to take over as the hub for BPOs. Yes, we have a talent that is trainable, and government is taking the first initiative in making sure that we are training this talent. For IT specifically, government is looking to train about 2 million people in IT services. So if you look at coding, other IT, digital services, government is looking to train about 2 million of our youth in this section. In addition to that, we have co-locations that are available in Ghana, and we've seen that some companies have taken advantage of this. We have the Accra Digital Center, which is basically a co-location that has been developed by government with the infrastructure that is there, internet availability, electricity, all of those foundational infrastructure services is already there for companies who are looking to come into Ghana and just come and plug and play from there. And again, our youth is trainable. We speak very good English. We're ripe for BPO services. And again, there are already companies that are here in Ghana and taking advantage of our talent to provide BPO services.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Baba. We have Etel. You want to ask a question?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Ruby, can I be heard?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you, Mr. Baba, for your presentation. I just have a little question also in relation to the educational sector. Maybe because I'm coming from the educational sector in Ghana, I'm a bit biased. I'm just wondering, what are some of the investment opportunities that the government is putting in place, especially to incorporate artificial intelligence into our educational system? I mean, AI is what we are living now. It is the trend now. And so I'm just wondering whether GIPC in partnership with the government have some investment opportunities in those lights. Thank you.
Yeah, so when I often hear people talk about AI and all this, it really gets me excited because you're absolutely right. It is the future. But what I often tell people when people ask what is the government doing, I kind of flip that on their head and say, what's the private sector doing, right? Because truly, government it's can create the enabling environment from a regulation and policy and all that stuff, right? And then also create the infrastructure to make sure that that takes place. But truly, we expect the private sector to come in and take advantage of that. What government is doing, I know government is beginning to look at AI policies as well. The Bank of Ghana came up with their crypto policy, the digital currency space. They have a policy around that. Government is also looking to ensure that electricity, especially the cost of electricity, comes down because AI and all of these models are run on data centers, right? Huge data centers that require huge amount of electricity. And we know that in Ghana, our electricity cost comparatively, it's a bit high. We pay about, I think, 9 to 13 cents per kilowatt in Ghana, when other countries are paying about 3 to 4 cents per kilowatt, right? That doesn't really make us competitive for people to come and set up the data centers for these AI models to run on. So government is looking to bring more energy into the line, and so that the energy cost can come down. Government will do all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, we expect the private sector to come and partner with us, or even don't partner with Ghana, come. The foundation is there, come and set up these things and then take off. In terms of training, there are several opportunities. Again, we have, our majority of our population is very useful. These are people that are eager for new skills in the AI sector. So opportunities are there for the private sector to come and take advantage of. Government can do what we can do, but we ultimately expect the private sector to come and partner with us to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you for
This is
that.
Shubha.
Mr. Baba, a lot of people are asking if they can get a slide, so I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah, it's public information. We can share it.
Okay, great. Etienne, your hand is up.
Thank you. I'll try and make it short because I think the time is running. Mr. Baba, I'd like to know what import of skill sets Ghana is requiring right now. So we're talking a lot about cybersecurity and AI governance, but are there any other skill sets that you see for the economy of Ghana that they require to import, where you don't have that sufficient cover within the country?
Absolutely. So I think that the first thing is obviously is for us to develop those skills in-house in country, of course, and that's why when we do investment promotion, we're also looking to do transfer of skills and knowledge and all that stuff. So yeah, our first instinct would be that those skills that we lack, would like to develop them in-house. But obviously, that would also include bringing specialists from outside of the country. So there are specific priority areas for government now that would require skills. The first one is advanced manufacturing. We would want skills in advanced manufacturing, people that can come and help us set up our manufacturing plants, very efficient and modern manufacturing plants. There's also agriculture as well, mechanized agriculture, AI-driven agriculture as well, technology-driven agriculture. The other thing, again, is also mining. We are looking to, as much as possible, take advantage of our own natural resources to develop those talents in-house. So we're looking for Ghanaians to go into mining across the value chain, and not just providing support services like I talked about, but also actually Ghanaian owning mines and operating these mines would require skills from there, especially from South Africa. I see you're from South Africa. So we require skills from South Africa. We already do have engineers here in Ghana from South Africa that are supporting the huge mining concessions here in Ghana. But ultimately, we want to develop those skills in-house. So those are the priority areas for government where we would require skills: advanced manufacturing, high-tech agriculture, and mining as well.
Brilliant. Great, thank you. She, you had your hand up. It's down again. I don't know if you want to take the floor.
I did have my hand up. I put it down. However, there's something I'd like to ask very quickly. In terms of sports, I didn't hear you mention that as an area of need. Our fund captures that as well, in terms of sports facilities, constructing, development programs, that kind of thing, as well as the creative economy. which I know there's a need in Africa across all the countries. How is Ghana looking at developing this? Because this is also something that we are pushing with our infrastructure fund. And when I'm talking about creative economy, I'm talking a lot about fashion designers, training centers, incubation, e-commerce, developing our fashion designers, because that is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Are there opportunities for that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. There are opportunities everywhere. I cannot talk specifically in terms of policy and government incentives around the area. We have an agency that's responsible for the creative sector, Ghana Tourism Authority. That's there. We work very hand in hand with them. But what I can say is that, of course, there are opportunities everywhere. There's opportunity in sports. As you can know, Ghana it's a football nation, a soccer nation for our US folks. We're preparing for the World Cup, and so there's all kinds of creative stuff that's coming out in that. There's also, some of our youth that's going into sports management. So we have our youth that's going to, they own, boxing companies, they organize boxing matches. We have people that are into show business, all of that stuff. And I'm also hearing that there's also an ongoing discussion to create, to also develop our movie industry. We used to be one of the top movie production countries in West Africa. Some way, somehow we slipped. We're looking to get that back as well. So yes, there are opportunities in all of these places. If there's any specific project or proposal that you have in mind, we'll be ready to work with you and then direct you to the various authorities that would help you realize that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Great stuff. Okay. We getting towards our closing time. The floor is still open. If you still have any pressing questions, contributions, this is the time.
May I put in one controversial one in terms of the environment, the business environment, which is something else that encumbers African countries? How do you shield investors, especially African investors, Black African investors like myself, from corruption? Because that is something that we have found is really limiting us across many of our countries. How is Ghana dealing with this?
So what I'll say is that Ghana is dealing with it based on building strong institutions. Okay. And as I started my presentation, what I'd said is that if you're looking to come into Ghana to invest, of course, you're free to go and explore, but ensure that you're making my agency our first stop. And the reason being is that we have that institutional power and institutional capability to ensure that we're guiding you through the process. You're absolutely right. I've said very good things, and often the pushback that I get is that, yeah, you say all these things, but the reality on the ground is different. You're absolutely right. If you have standards, but we're trying as much as we can to reduce these things and ensure that, again, we are using institutions to execute on our mandates. And so if you're coming into Ghana to invest and you come to the GIPC, I'll guarantee you that my institution would ensure that we are honest and straightforward with you, because it is our business. This is what we do. And we would ensure that you are protected when you're going out there to do business. We'll ensure that if you're looking for land, we would help you find that land from legitimate sources, litigation-free land. If you're looking for your business permits, we'll also ensure that we'll guide you through the process, so you don't have to go and do all kinds of stuff to be able to get those business permits, or you don't have agency deliberately delaying those processes just to get something from you. Please work with my agency. We work under the Office of the President. We have the institutional authority to ensure that we make things free and safer for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Mr. Baba, there's a comment in the chat from Peter from Rwanda. He's also based in Netherlands. He said he would like an in-depth discussion on the subject about local content. And he will be happy to schedule a meeting with you later. So just so you take a note. Peter, yes, I'll be happy to connect you after this event. Okay. So do we have Dr. Komi in the room? He's our board chair for Accra, so that he can close us with his closing remarks. Komi, are you there? I don't see Komi. Looks like he's gone. Okay.
He's not there. Bad reception.
He's not. Yeah. Sharon, our Deputy Director, would you like to close us with a comment? Otherwise, we could open up the floor. Anyone who wants to introduce themselves, talk a bit about themselves. We have a few minutes to go. So
Sure. Thank you so much, Ruby. Thank you, Abdul Razak. This was definitely insightful. And I think Ghana is open for business, and the Global Chamber is the best platform at the time to showcase Ghana's readiness to do business with the world. So thank you so much for coming and taking time to your insightful presentation. And thank you, Ruby, as always, for your great leadership for Global Chamber. And or everyone who attended the meeting today, we thank you for attending, and we hope to further these discussions with the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. Have a great rest of the day, everyone.
thank you, everyone. Our next meeting is April 28th. We will be talking about J1 visa sponsorship to the US. So for those who are interested in that subject, I will put the link in the chat, and then you can register to participate. I really appreciate you all taking time to join us today. It was a lovely discussion. And to Mr. Baba, thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedule to present to us today, and your colleagues from GIPC as well. We say thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Hello?
Thank you, Mr. Baba.
Yes, thank you, Doug. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week, the rest of your week. And those who are interested to have one-on-one with me, please feel free to reach out. Still in the room. Anyone wants to talk? I'm here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you.
Please don't forget to save the chat. There are contact details there. If you want to follow up to anyone that was in the room, feel free to do that. It's always good to connect with somebody after the section and build new working relationships.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will be in touch today. I will be in touch. See you.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Excellent. Okay.